Hey, what's up, guys? It's Daniel, Block Pass Moto. Just wanted to talk a little bit about Hangtown, and what to look forward for 2027 a little bit too, some of the rumor mill stuff, and just a little bit of Pro Motocross thoughts so far through a couple of rounds. Um, and my first takeaway, of course, for 450 Moto has to be that Jet is Jet. Jet's fine. He's he's gonna be all right, guys. Week one, it kind of looked like maybe Jet might just be one of the fastest guys, but now it's looking like Jet's Jet Lawrence again. He's gonna keep getting the starts. He's gonna be hard to beat. He's not gonna make a lot of mistakes. Um, it it's I could be wrong. Maybe this ankle thing is going to bother him more at some other tracks. Maybe Hangtown is just a good track for him, but I feel pretty comfortable thinking that Jet's back and he's for sure going to be competing for this title with Hunter. That was another thought I had during the races. Is that the championship kind of feels like it's already down to two people. We were all so excited for Jorge. Jorge rode really, really well last week, but this week, unfortunately, had a bike issue, couldn't finish Moto 1, which set himself up for a bad Moto 2, got a bad start, ended up off track in the first turn. It, it sucks, but kind of looks like it's just going to be Jet and Hunter for this title. Um, yeah, they're not going to make a lot of mistakes. That's kind of the biggest thing is they might not be that far ahead of Hayden, but it didn't really look like Hayden had the pace of those guys this week, and I don't think anybody's going to argue that. I don't think Hayden would argue that. I think he knows right now he's just not quite there yet, but he's two races into his 450 Pro Motocross year. He's fine. He's going to be good. He's going to win. Maybe not this summer though. We might only see two guys win motos this summer. Straight up. Like these dudes are good and nah, let's Jorge and Lucas Kunin are both going to be really good at Southwick. Southwick's going to be rough, but it might be just the Lawrences winning the motos. It wouldn't be that surprising to me. Um, but yeah, I mean, like for Deegan this week at Hangtown, he looked better. I thought on the bike he looked more comfortable. He looked more confident. He looked a lot smoother. He wasn't fighting the bike as much. Maybe they switched up some settings and got him a little cleaner with power delivery and everything. But I don't know. Hayden looked good, but he still didn't have anything there for um, Hunter or Jet. Like he started up there with them this week. Last week he needed the starts. This week he got the starts, and he was able to compete with them. But it kind of felt like it wasn't ever really even in doubt. Like even in Moto 1, Hunter was behind Hayden for most of the moto, but it kind of felt like Hunter knew, like, yeah, I got him. I'm getting him in the last 5 minutes. It's not gonna be a problem. I've got the speed. I'm just gonna chill here. But yeah, that was another thing. And then I wanted to talk about Sexton, of course. I don't really want to. I'm not happy to talk about this. I like Chase a lot, and it has been apparently already a disaster. I thought he looked really good at Paula. Like, not really good, but Chase looked fine at Paula. We could build off of what we had at Paula. Like, Chase was fine. He was faster than Hayden. He was catching Hayden at the end. But this week at Hangtown, it was very weird. It didn't look good. It looked like he let Hayden by, and then it looked like he was trying a lot harder once he realized Garrett Marchbanks was the next guy as a teammate. You don't want to get beat by him because then it looks like the bike isn't an issue. It didn't it didn't look good. And then there's people saying apparently Chase ghost rode his bike in the pits, and I don't know, man. Apparently things are not going good between Monster Energy Kawasaki and Chase Sexton, which is oh, it sucks, man. It really sucks. Like Chase is so good when he's on, and when he's not, it's just depressing, man. It's hard to watch. It's sad. I hate to see it. There's a lot of talk about where Chase goes from here. Um, and I don't know, man. This is a 3-year deal he signed, and this is year one. But Jorge Prado got out of a 3-year deal with this same team a year ago, and I don't know if things are going a little better for him. But I don't know that it's just like it's not just the bike or something. I don't think that's the case. But I don't know, man. It's tough to say with Chase because this he was obviously better at KTM. He was better. He had the 40th to first ride at Hangtown on the KTM. Like he was great on the KTM. Yeah, he had issues there too. He crashed. He had bike problems, and the KTM had like shock failure issues last year, I believe. Um, and even with Honda, again, Chase looked incredible on the Honda. He was riding great, and he left that team, and he claimed to have had issues with the bike, I think, and I don't know. Maybe we're chasing a field that's not there, but also Cowie might not be able to do this. I don't know. They're not it's not looking great for Cowie. Both sides want this to work, obviously. Like Chase wants to prove that he's not a head case, and Cowie wants to prove that their bike's good. Like they're not just riding a garbage bike or anything. I mean, Suzuki is the most outdated bike, and they just won a title. Like you can't convince me that Cowie is incapable of building a championship like season, but it's not been good on the 450 side. It's not been good. But um, that was one thing I wanted to talk about too was next year, and Chase obviously is something everybody wants to talk about, and it seems like if Chase is to find his way out of that Cowie deal, that everybody seems to think that Star is the landing place, like a really low money deal with the Yamaha team, get, back on a bike that might feel a little bit more like your Honda did. I think that's kind of the bike that people seem to think he likes the most from his career. So maybe that gets him the feel. I don't know, man. I hate the thought of it, but maybe he gets onto a Honda at all costs. I don't know. HRC obviously can't take him, but um, there's there's quad lock, I suppose. There's always the potential of factory support for him on a private team. Uh, there was a rumor for a while that I don't know if it's real or not, but it sounded like for a while Chad Reed was thinking about starting a team with Hondas. Um, if he does that, that could be something. At one point, Michael Jordan was tied to that rumor. I'm not sure if that's true, but as a big Bulls fan, that'd be kind of cool. I suppose he could switch back to the 23. That'd be sick. But for some other news, Yamaha related. Justin Cooper, he's talking and saying that he's signed again for another year, which just a 1-year deal for J Coop, but apparently he was rumored to have had a handful of choices for 2-year deals. My guess would be that those were deals with potentially like Triumph and Ducati. Speaking of Triumph and Ducati, there's rumors out there being reported. I think Steve Mathis, Lewis Phillips, all these guys have probably touched a little bit on the AP to Triumph rumor. I think that one's pretty strong. That seems like that is probably going to happen. And then RJ Hampshire to Ducati seems like something that could happen. No, no, nothing official on either of these, obviously. Malcolm to Suzuki is something that a lot of people have talked about. Makes sense. Feels right. He wants to be Supercross only. That team is Supercross only. It sounds like Marchbanks is probably re-signed with Cowie, so that Cowie seat isn't open. So Malcolm to Suzuki makes a lot of sense to me. I could definitely see that happening. For 250 stuff, there's some reports about the BarX Suzuki team switching to Husqvarna support. Again, Husqvarna no longer having a factory race team, but that doesn't mean that the bikes won't be out there. Husqvarna will be raced by BarX next year without factory support fully, but I think they're able to lease out factory parts from the old stuff, I'm pretty sure. Um, and then Jalik Swoll is apparently not able to re-sign with Triumph, and he'll be leaving that team, which is super unfortunate. I'm a huge fan of Jalik. I love watching Jalik ride, and it's just been a really, really rough year or two for Jalik. Unfortunately, Jalik Swoll has I think he's had like three torn Achilles in like 18 months or something like that. It's been rough for man. But hopefully he'll be able to secure a ride somewhere else. I don't think he's quitting. I don't think he's retiring. I think he'll be back, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully. But 250 storylines, much like Jet being Jet in the 450 class, PC Cowie is PC Cowie. Pro Circuit is back. They're they're fine. That bike looks great. Levi Kitchen's riding incredible. Obviously Seth Hamaker looks insane. He seems to be on the same program. Obviously he's on the same program as the Lawrences. They train together and everything, but he seems to have found that same level of consistency. He's always right around the podium. He's not like the highs are high, but the lows are not getting too low for him. He seems to just be handling it, and he's getting good starts. The Cowie's got a lot of power. Dude, I had Seth as a championship contender this year, but this so far through 2 rounds, I'm really impressed with what Seth has done. I mean, he went what 1-2 or 2-1 at Paula, and then last week the first moto win was nuts, dude. He looked incredible. He's getting starts, riding away with him, man. He looks great, Seth Hamaker. Levi Kitchen also looks incredible. There's another guy that I picked as a title, favorite, and they're both right there. PC Cowie looking great. Nick Romano running in the top three a ton, finishing top 10. He looks rejuvenated, feisty, spicy. I had no no thoughts of Nick Romano doing this. Nick Romano running up front often was not on my bingo card. I had no clue that he'd beat. Like, this is out of nowhere to me, but Nick Romano looks awesome this summer. He looks great, dude. But yeah, all the Cowie, like, they look good. Speaking of my championship favorites, if you saw my stupid tier list video for 250s, that's looking rough. I picked Joe and Chance Hymus to be in there, the Honda boys, and I was right about the two Cowie guys being up there with Seth and Levi. But Joe's looked pretty good. He's been fast. The results haven't been great, but Joe looks good. Um, Man, Chance has kind of had a struggle. There's been flashes. Um, but Chance usually has like blistering speed and then crashes really hard. So I don't know if this is a concerted effort to make sure that you finish the season and just kind of like build as the season goes on. But Chance has been incredible at Thunder Valley, which is our next stop on through the Pro Motocross circuit. And, I think pr- he's at least gonna have his best result of this season so far. Um, but I think he went 5-12 this weekend, and I still kind of feel like he should go 1-1 this weekend in Thunder Valley. Come on, guys, cats fighting, that's awesome. But yeah, Chance and Joe have kind of had a slight struggle. The Hondas haven't been getting as good of starts as they did uh, in the 450 class for sure, but even as good as they were getting last summer in the 250 class. Um, Another storyline in 250s that's been interesting so far through 2 weeks is Julian Beaumer. I thought Julian was going to be good. I'm a huge fan of Julian. I love watching him ride, especially Supercross. That's what he's, really known for. But I had him being at his best outdoors this year. But I didn't expect him to be as good as he's been. A few handful of moto podiums already. Julian looks great. He's fast, spicy. His fitness looks great. He's sticking with these guys through late in the race. It's awesome to see the number 13 up there. Another thing with him regarding the future is apparently he was getting called over to the Yamaha truck by Bobby Reagan. That's a rumor. I don't know. I feel like I thought Julian was under contract for next year, but I don't know. I'd be wanting him under contract if I was KTM. He looks incredible. He's still recovering from injury, I'm pretty sure. But Julian looks awesome. He's been super fast, much better than even I expected as a person who's fairly optimistic about him heading into this year. Um, Cole Davies, it's been weird, it's been up and down, which is kind of what I expected, but I feel like it's got to level out soon, right? Like it's not going to be 11-1 and 13-2s and all that forever, right? Like we're going to put uh, you know, 3-4 on the board once. We're going to get 3-2, 2-1 type of results. I think Cole's figuring it out. He's figuring out the pace of it, and he's gonna be better. I think he's gonna keep getting better. But yeah, it's interesting to see that Cole continues to get like weird moto scores. It's either really really good or like outside of the top 10. Like it's top 3 or outside of the top 10 over and over again for Cole, which is just an interesting vault to look back on in the future. I suppose we'll all talk about how Cole used to be wildly inconsistent in moto, but I think he's gonna be just fine. He'll be consistent by the end of this year, getting a lot of top fives. Um, but yeah, that's most of what I had to talk about for that the last couple of weeks. One thing heading into next week in Thunder Valley, um, USA, we're getting the Coonan brothers experience. This is gonna be really exciting. They just went 1-1 on Sunday, and both had won their qualifying race. So the brothers went 1-1-1 and 1-1-1. Um, Perfect weekend essentially in 250 and 450 for Sasha and Lucas. Lucas is racing the 450 this week in Thunder Valley. Sasha on the 250. They'll be on the KTM. Obviously, they're Rocks or Red Bull KTM, and it feels like they're probably coming next year now. I I don't know. It's crazy to just the fact that we have the red plate holders of MXGP racing in America. Like that's just gonna happen this weekend, and it's gonna happen at Southwick, and it's gonna happen at Ironman, and that's so cool, dude. Like, could you imagine if just oh yeah, Everts is doing Spring Creek to face Carmichael just on a random day in July in '05. Like that'd be insane. And we're getting two of them. We're getting the points leader for the MX2 class and the MXGP class. And I don't know, I feel like there like almost isn't enough hype for it. Maybe I'm just like a nerd cuz I don't know. I'm so stoked about this. I think it's awesome. Um, I think it's crazy to me that they're gonna do this schedule. I just hope they stay healthy, and that nothing else interferes with anything. And they. I think prediction time. I think Sasha is going to crash. Sasha's gonna be really fast, and he's gonna crash, and we're gonna see Sasha get a moto score in the top 5, and he's going to have one outside of the top 10 He's gonna have like a 413 or something like that, 420, 318. Like Sasha's gonna have an interesting result in my opinion. I think he'll be good though. I think we're gonna see something awesome. I just hope again stay healthy. I'd love to see Sasha just go 5-6. That'd be great. Just get out of here safe, go home. But I think that he's gonna go balls to the wall. Like you can't change who he is as a rider, and who he is gonna be a guy who sends it, and that's what he does. So I think he's gonna do that. And then for Lucas in the 450 class, Lucas Kunin, um, I think he's gonna actually really play this thing smart. I think he is gonna do just like have a boring race at Thunder Valley. Like that's totally fine. Lucas Kunin can go 4-4 and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for his title. Like I don't think he needs to like try to prove anything here. Just get used to the US schedule a little bit. I think that Lucas Lucas Kunin's gonna slot in somewhere around fifth. I don't see him beating the Lawrences. I think that Deegan is gonna ride him really hard, and I feel like Prado's gonna ride him really hard too. Like I don't think neither him or Prado wants to get beat by the other dude straight up. Like they both probably kind of see themselves as being like top dude from MXGP over here, and I don't like. I think that's going to be competitive right there through 3, 4, 5. But I think Kunin probably finishes around fifth. Um, and yeah, I think he'll be really good at Southwick though. Like Lucas Kunin could 1-1 Southwick. That could totally happen. But um, we'll see, and maybe we'll have more to talk about after Thunder Valley. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys later. Like and subscribe. See ya.